One of the coolest things that I've ever found came out of this garage. Maybe we should start with why I was in that garage in the first place. Basically, I was there because it's my job. You see, I don't have a typical 9 to 5. I don't clock in or clock out or have set vacation days or an office that I go to or even have set sick days. My job's a little different. You see, I'm an online reseller, and to a lot of people that means a lot of different things, but to me, that just means I go to thrift stores and garage sales looking for items that I can flip online for a profit. And that brings us full circle. You see, I was at this sale because I was on the hunt, a hunt that turned out to be pretty successful. Like I said, found one of the coolest things that I've ever found before, but there were also sales before this, sales that turned out to be pretty profitable. The first one I'm calling the hat sale. I should probably call it the broken heart sale. You'll see why in a minute, but I'm calling it the hat sale. Mainly because when we walked up, they had a bunch of hats hanging off this tent. And I even managed to find a few to resell.
Is that one good?
Yeah. How much are your hats?
5 each.
5 each. Okay.
We have, and Chesson had part of it.
Are these different than the other ones?
Yeah,
Horse
these
price
are like championships hats.
Yeah.
And signed, these are 15.
15. Would you do 30 for these? I got 5. There'd be a $5 off.
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of things and then we'll get to the heartbreak. Number one, Brockham. Brockham is a name that you should know. They were around from 1974 to 1997 and they made a bunch of band gear, hats, t-shirts, that kind of thing. So if you ever find that tag in a t-shirt, it's probably worth some money. It's probably from a band and it's definitely vintage. You definitely want to be on the lookout for Brockham. Number two, Shark's Tooth. That's actually what the pattern is called on that last hat that I picked up. And that's something that you should know. It was made by Logo Athletic back in the 90s. And some of those hats can go for some crazy money, especially if it's from a specific team. Unfortunately, this one was from a Super Bowl back in 1994, so it wasn't worth as much, but it still sold for $54.50. Finally, the heartbreak. The sale has been bugging me ever since I left. You guys saw that stack of hats they had on the table? Well, a lot of them were like brand new with tags, and some of them were autographed, and they were all from the early 90s. I should have at least made an offer on all of them. For some reason, I don't know, I didn't even think about it. I guess maybe the $15 price tag kind of scared me off, but obviously he was willing to negotiate. I don't know, I'm kind of kicking myself for not making an offer, but still did pretty good.
How much are your golf clubs?
$5 a piece.
$5 a piece.
When I see a bunch of single golf clubs like this, I'm specifically looking for wedges or high lofted irons. These are the ones that are most often lost or left behind, so they typically sell the quickest, as you'll see.
But wedges are good. You do 5 for 20?
I can't.
You can't? All right.
No.
Don't hurt to ask.
I can't. I mean, that's about as cheap as I can.
All right. 25. I ain't look, see what else you had over here.
There are a few things.
about your head cover?
Take it, John.
What's that?
Just take it, John.
You sure?
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
You sweeten the deal for me.
Okay.
Hey, Mandy's got your makeup at home.
Tony Llama for $5. I think so. Decent condition.
Tony Llama is a great boot brand to pick up. They make some pretty high-end stuff. This is a pair of women's lizard skin boots, and they've already sold.
That's a great ball on these shoes.
They are cool.
Okay, I don't really smoke pipes. I do sell them though. They're really good bread and butter items. They're easy to ship, easy to store, and typically you can get them pretty cheap. $5 for these 4 pipes. That's a pretty smoking deal. Just don't go ashtray and spend a bunch of money on them. There are some high-end pipes that can go for some crazy money. I've never found any. These are probably going to get me about $15, $20, plus the holder is going to give me 20 or 30. So either way, I'd say that deal is pretty lit. Made a real quick stop at this church sale and just wanted to show you guys one thing. It's this leg exercise machine. Only paid $3 for it, and when I looked it up, there was one listed, 49 it sold, so that's a great sell-through rate.
Green, $3.
If you want to know more about it, I actually go in depth a little bit more in my last video. I'll put a link at the top, kind of tell you what it does and how it works. And that brings us back to this garage, and one of the coolest things that I've ever found at a garage sale. But first, I want you to hit pause. I want you to drop a comment down below. See if you can guess what I found. We'll see who was right.
Hey, bud.
He hasn't never been anybody. No, you can just sit in my chair. Can you get me a chair on?
How much are your jackets?
There, 15.
15 a piece?
Okay, so who guessed a vintage Logo Athletic Pro Line splash pattern puffer jacket from the 90s that's new with tags? Probably nobody. This is definitely one of the coolest things that I've ever found. It's also very hot, so let me take it off and we'll talk about it. So I've seen the Logo Athletic splash pattern hats before. They're just like the shark's tooth. They're from the 90s and they're very valuable, but I didn't even know they made a jacket until I found this one. And comps are really all over the place, anywhere from $35 to $400. And there's not many of them listed, and therefore not many have sold. Price mine at $2.99, best offer. We'll see what happens. But I hope you guys thought this find was as cool as I did. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.